2024 was a year of learnings for me. It was the first time after leaving my job, leaving everything behind, training on an age group level, and now starting to put in the work towards my dreams and going on the highest stages I could find in racing, because I wanted to feel the atmosphere. I wanted to feel how's all that really like. I knew physically you're not there yet. You haven't put in the years of work like others did. You've done other things. You can't expect to be suddenly jumping up there on the top. It doesn't go like that. But it was still an amazing experience to see all this, feel all this. And one major motivator for me personally is really to show the world, to everybody, hopefully as an inspiration, that you can do something really also later in your life. Like, for example, me, I left my job at 32 and working now really hard to achieve my dreams to become world champion in the sport, although you started later. But it's a massive motivation for me to achieve this, to hopefully through that, achieving that, showing that, hey, no matter where you're at in your life, you might be 40, you might be 20, you might be 60. If you set your mind to something, you really want something, you have this gut feeling, this belief that you really want to do something, that you can go chase it. We have only one life. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and I think we owe it to ourselves and to our own happiness and all those things that we go after that feeling, we trust that instinct, and we make those dreams happen. Welcome from the north of Finland. I hope you guys are well. We are now in between training blocks, so to say. So there's a little Christmas period where you have to kind of accommodate normal life a little bit. So I just came from Germany, had a few days of Christmas there, 3-4 nights, short trip, but saw the family there. And now I'm a bit further north, where I normally live in Finland, and there also the Finnish family side, so we're doing some Christmas here. So training is just 2 sessions a day right now. It's pretty casual and I feel like I'm getting restless, but it's important for me to do this phase well. We just talked about it. I think I'm even more haunted than ever probably, because now I can smell and feel in my body that like I'm actually getting closer towards my dream, like a stepping stone, and I'm actually getting somewhere. So like I noticed I put my blinders on even more than usual, and almost to the point that I'm like not in reality anymore. I'm just like living in the future. That's not good. So I have to kind of rein it in a little bit. So next week is gonna be a bit of an easier week. Anyways, the normal easy week. The 4th week is always easy. Still gonna maintain run volume, 70k I have right now, and then the new block I'm gonna hit this 80k mark with the quality and long run and all that. I'm gonna stay there for the time being, for a long time, for the whole year, most likely. So today is first swim session. It's around 4.4k with some strength and some aerobic work. Nothing super wild, but for sure tipping in the different strokes a bit. And then later is the threshold run on a treadmill. It's 16k. Then I hit the 70k mark of the week. Nothing wild, but like just ticking over even with the travel. And 10 times 1k threshold. Pretty hot in the gym, but that's the plan for today. Had breakfast already, my usual favorite that I have now for a while since I started this new diet as well. As you guys know, some of you, my favorite is actually having some kind of toast bread with peanut butter, but like a good peanut butter, like a smooth one, no sugar, no different weird oils in there, and then just banana cut on top. So that's my favorite. It's like this nice little thing between having, of course you have calories, some healthy fats, but you have the sweet banana and carbs and magnesium and calcium, all those things. But like, yeah, just taste wise, it really works. You toast the toast or bread, whatever you want, how many slices you want, and then you put the peanut butter and then the bananas on top, and that really hits the spot. That I had earlier, then had a bit of a chill morning, a bit more rest, just mentally trying to wind down which isn't easy to do with my brain, but I'm trying. And do you want coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. So some coffee, another banana, and then I'm gonna hit the swim. Man, I'm so hyped for next season already. That's what I mean. That's really, you're excited for what's to come, which is a good sign. That means that training is going well, right? Which it is. And yeah, but still some small changes always adjusting, learning. But especially the swim, such an essential part, because these days, you know, with the Pro Series, Ironman Pro Series races, it's very much like ITU style, let's say. I mean, I think years ago it used to be that it's like the first 400, there were like 3, 4, 5 good swimmers, and they just hit the gas for 400 meters, even an Ironman, and then everybody was out the back and they could chill. But these days, like 10 swimmers at least that could lead it probably if they wanted to. So very good high swim level, which I like. But that means they just hit the gas, even an Ironman, for the first 800, 500, 800 really hard. And yeah, you just got to be able to do that, and positioning. So there's a lot to learn. I look forward to, hopefully, most likely those 2 Pro Series races in Europe. The first one's in May. Again, a lot of people on the start line, I assume, 80 people plus. And yeah, if you don't come out of the first 10 out of the water, you will not see the front ever again. So 10, 15, unless the front back is 20, which also could be. But you got to be in there. If you're 2 minutes down, you are in trouble. For a half, for sure. For a full, you can recover. But yeah, it's a nice puzzle. But all comes down to your swim speed in the end. You can break it down. 400 meter times, 800 meter times, 1500 meter times in the pool. Very irrelevant. If they are not in a certain range, you can get lucky sometimes with some feet, but not consistently. So it takes work. So every day, puzzle piecing to get there. Getting everything ready for the swim. Took some sports drink with. I got 60 grams in here. A little banana for after. Keep it simple. Then I also took my bicarb with. Tried it once or twice now. Yeah, once. But yeah, anyways. I'm gonna give that a go again for the afternoon session, 2.5 hours before. Plenty of sodium. I have to see how I react. I mean, there are some non-responders. I'm not sure in which group I'm yet. First, I didn't feel so good because a lot of sodium, right? It's like 7,000 milligrams of sodium, and I think everybody is different, right? My body, I only lose 500 milligrams of sodium per liter of sweat, so I'm on the low side. So if you put a lot of sodium in, and also Finland, and in general, I don't eat a high sodium diet, right? Fairly clean, so it's quite a shock for the body, but the gains are absurd, so it's worth investigating for sure. So yeah, I'll put that later, 2.5 hours before. Quite a few sodium pills. The stomach was fine last time, but yeah, I'll see. Last time I had a swim in the afternoon, and there I felt like I basically didn't produce any CO2. That's what I felt. If it was that from bicarb, then it's absolutely stupid. It's a good chance that it is, so it's no secret that bicarb changes all the sports right now, so gotta be in the game. As you can see, it's super icy and wet, more icy, so you can forget running outside, which is fine. Plenty of adaptations with heat. So we got a 4.4k swim, nothing wild, it's mainly aerobic. So some drills, some warm-up, and then the main set is 8 times 200, leaving on 3, holding this 120 pace or something like that. And then into 8 times 100, leaving on 130. Maybe a touch quicker, but not threshold. So just getting the strokes in. Most importantly, connecting that. There I made some big gains with technique work that I finally connect, you know, the core with the stroke. But yeah, it's an endless puzzle with swimming, but I like it. So lots to learn, lots to work on. Nice 25-meter pool, look forward to it. So I see you guys after. Can't much film there, but I'll be back. Ice skating. Let's get it. See ya. Got the swim in. It's a tricky one with the swim because I'm reading an interesting book right now. It's also about the milers, you know, the 1 milers and all that, like the track. So it's basically you're haunted by the clock in many ways, right? This is your only marker, like for example, your 4 3-miler, 4 20-miler, 3 50-miler, and it's a bit the same in the swim, to be honest. You can be more efficient in the swim, sure, and that's how some people sell you a course, and yeah, but I swim the exact same time, but it's more efficient. And yeah, that's one thing. But the truth is, for example, for pro level swimming, right now I have a threshold for long course around 115, and it's definitely not fast enough. I know there's some out there that have that and sometimes get in, but at the really high level races, that's not going to cut it. So unless you have a 110 long course threshold, meaning you can do, for example, 10 times 200, coming in 220, leaving, let's say, 240, something like that. Unless you can do that, you're not going to be consistent always in the front track. Maybe you sneak in, somehow lucky, smaller field or something. But so you're haunted by the clock like that, right? And swimming is not like simple, let's say, like cycling and running, where you just clock the hours. If you stay consistent, you train the right zones, stay injury-free, you will improve, right? There's almost no way around it. Unless you're inconsistent and get injured, then you will do this, like many people do these days. But the swim, you know, it's about technique and brain, and you know, it's not about grit and effort. Effort is not high on the list, so there's a lot that has to go right in the swim to improve. So yeah, working on it. Rum. 234,000 kilometers and going. Can't see shit. Off to the gym now. Motivation of my training partner that holds the camera. Minus 30. But luckily I'm the master. Mostly to my problems in the last years of motivating myself to always train. But now I get a better system and more under control. But that's what every athlete is good at. that is driven, and that is actually the pitfall why they and me in the past don't improve like they want to, like they have this gut feeling they got something in them, because they always train when they shouldn't. Yes, so one word was really good. One word from one of the guys that, yeah, he has been the CEO of the guy that does the testing there in the facility where I work, and he said he's a bit older, he retired now, and he had for 50 years elite experience with athletes and all that, and he said the best wording ever, just summarized his knowledge in one sentence, because I just told him proudly, oh man, so good with like what I learned here with the intensity, don't train so hard all the time, and he just summarized it like, duh, you little clown. And he said basically, yeah, if training hard was, how do you say it, do you remember? He said like, if all it took to be great is training hard, everybody would be great, or something in that regard. Like,
I'm too tired to remember.
Yeah, but something like that. So
I think it was something like training would be easy if you would just, if the best ones would just train hard.
Yeah, exactly. If it was training hard, everybody would be champion or something.
Yeah, sorry,
so
too tired to remember.
Everybody says train hard, that sells well, and if you get started, for some people maybe, but most people don't have to be pushed. It's more the opposite. So, because if you always go hard, you're not going to maintain. The classic me in the past lasted certainly 2024, but yeah, one video you guys probably also saw from Christian Blumenfeld was really like to watch him, inspiring. They looked under the rock, right? This year I looked under a lot of rocks, like lifted the rock, like they said, and have a look, okay, what's under there? And I tried a lot, right? So it's not like I tried the 5-2 rhythm, training 5 days, 2 days. Several different methods regarding swim, bike, and it's not completely out of the box, but like really different stuff, because I was looking for that. But now I found my blueprint, how I can make things better, that I actually have a shot that, you know, in 2 years time, training really well, more consistent with quality, that I have a shot that maybe earlier even have a shot at beating guys that are very established. So it's not just about that, but you know, it's a benchmark objectively, like it's a game, right? So now we run. I see. For the followers, we've been actually last year. I did one of my videos last year here as well. So we got 15k total, 20 minutes or so warm up, and then 10 times 1k threshold, which is sub threshold. A really good guide for you guys if you know your threshold fairly accurately, meaning like with the, for example, with the 10k race, or better of course in a lap, although the paces in a lap are probably not so accurate because of treadmill and everything. But 20 seconds slower than your measured threshold seems to be really the number to go to be honest. You can always go a bit slower if you have a really bad day, but 20 seconds slower, then you're safe, you know, you're definitely not going over your second threshold. And many people confuse threshold training with actually racing, or like a race simulation. That is not the same, right? So if you then actually go over threshold all the time, you're training a completely different energy system. Not what you want. But yeah, 10 times 1k, 1 minute standing rest, cool down, pizza. So we got here 2 gels, 30 grams each. I just used them to practice the slurping, so I shoot it past the palate in like 2-3 seconds, no, 1 second basically. And this is another 60 grams, it's actually 120 grams for this. And the good old alpha flies, as you can see, they're getting pretty battered up, and for racing obviously not useful anymore. But yeah, actually I got it from the David Roach podcast. It's just a delight, he said it, just a delight. It's just fun to, you know, run in them and just once a week I run them, and of course getting used to the shoe and all that, but that's the main reason, to be honest. I mean, of course you have less physical load on the muscles, so for long run I had it once. Now for the threshold, it's just fun to run them. That point is really something easily forgotten. We got the easy warm-up first, 10 minutes easy, and then with the accelerations, then we start the real work, the 1K reps. Rep number 1 done. Heart rate good. Effort good. 161 heart rate. 340 pace. 1% gradient. Each treadmill is different. And it's warm in here. What do you think? 24 or 5 Celsius? Warm here, so.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, good. I will slurp 1 gel down. Past the pallet, so you don't get the reflux. Pallet is up here, by the way, so you shoot it so it doesn't hit the top. Because if you want to hit 150 grams an hour, at some point that pallet is going to say, no sir. And that's a way to absorb that. Avoid, I mean. Alrighty. Round 2. I did 5 reps now. Did I though? 4. If I don't know, I always have to take the lower one. Anyways, heart rate is just hitting LT1. Heart rate, first aerobic threshold 167, and I need to be over that one, right? But under the anaerobic threshold, which is for me 176. Although it's hot, and you have to think, you're tired, is your heart rate suppressed? How are you feeling? But I'm feeling fine, so I do 1 more like this, and if it doesn't drift over LT1, I mean, first I have the shoes, the carbon shoes, they make a difference, and of course I'm getting fitter, so next week the session will be changed. Three more reps. Heart rate is rising to 170, so we're good. That was it, session at the bank, really happy with this. Sunday evening, late night, 9 PM now, pizza's waiting. So that's the week done for me. Now it's an easy week coming, really recharging batteries, physically, mentally, because there's a long straight coming. Super exciting for what's to come. Sometimes I'm like, I want to, kind of just download, like in the Matrix, download all the workload the next 2 years in me and kind of see and feel what it's like. And patience is not my strong suit, which is a strength, but also a weakness. But on the other hand, the journey is always the one that's the most fun part, right? Sometimes we always want this achievement, but mostly when we achieve stuff, you probably had it, there's a short high, but it doesn't last long. So but we want the highs, obviously, they're the reward. And 2025, I'm excited for what's to come in my journey. But now it's pizza time. I hope you guys are well. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. More videos coming, and I'll see you in the next one.